Hello, Leslie. Hello, Charito. Nice to have you here today.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry I have a little trouble with my voice, but I hope everything will be fine. So, and we can start. And I hope and do believe that the others will join us. So let's start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the next The Power of Touch event in which we write on the back of a language towards the wasteless world. And we do it all the time with the members of my global family and with one word. And the word today is sign, SYGN. And I would like to start with you, Leslie, today. When you heard for the first time the term sign, what came first to your mind, please?
Well, let's see. I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is becoming aware of the signs as a child while riding in a car. So that's the first thing. Really, though, the thing that outweighs that is the signs from the universe that things are actually improving. While they appear to be at the worst possible place they could be, and how could it get much worse? That the universe now slides the pendulum back the other way, and the signs of improvement and positivity are now available for those of us who know how to recognize them, to see, to watch the improvement begin. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Charito, the same question for you. So, when you heard the term sign, what came first to your mind, please? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Charito. Your microphone. Yes.
Good evening, Michael and Leslie. Okay, so you mean to say the sign SIGN? S. Is
Yes.
that it?
Yes.
Oh, um, generally speaking, a sign could be an object or a gesture or it's a picture of something. Like if you are if you are sick and you are going to have cold or what, you sneeze and you there's things like that. Those are signs. It's something. It could either be an immediate uh, telling of something to come, or that is something to come in the future, like sneezing is a sign of an immediate cold or whatever, as long as it's not your disease. Or a sign in the road, there's a sign there. It's the traffic signs, the road signs, the red, green, and yellow signs for the cars, for anything that traverse the road. Signs. It's anything that tells us of something. It indicates something to happen, or it's happening right now, or something that you have to follow to see you through. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Leslie, do you remember a sign which changed its meaning during the years of your life?
Ooh, a sign that's changed its meanings uh, all the time. Signs are also labels. So um, signs are labels, they're meanings that we put on things. Sometimes they stay the same, such as Charito mentioned the stop sign, right? Which is a sign. And sometimes you will sneeze, but you won't have a cold. However, as we grow and learn, I think that signs can change what they mean to you. For example, my son knows that the stop sign when the roads intersect means to stop. But in his mind, over the years, he has changed the meaning of the stop sign for himself, which is coast on through. Right. If you see no cars coming in either direction, you don't have to stop. To him, the sign now means proceed with caution, but it's not necessary to stop. So I'll leave it there. Thanks. Great question.
Thank you very much. Shami, nice to have you here. The term today is sign. And let me ask you the first question, which I ask everyone. So, if you hear the term sign, what came first to your mind, please? And you have to unmute yourself, Shami. We cannot hear you. You are still muted. So I'm not sure if it is a problem of the connection, but I will come back to Charito. Charito, in a few days there will be Christmas. And Christmas have many signs when they are coming. I do remember when I was a kid, when in the stores has been oranges, then it means for us in communist country the Christmas are coming because we did not have access to oranges during the year. So do you remember some of the signs which for you, yes, which for you are the signs of your childhood?
Are you asking me, Michael?
Yes, I'm asking you, Charita.
Oh, I can say that about myself. As I grow older, little by little, my physicality changes. You know that when like now I'm in my senior years. Oh, it's a sign that I'm getting older because sometimes I forget things. But they say that's it. And then before, if I can run and speed up with walking, now I think I could not do it that fast anymore. It's a sign that my my body is getting older. The physical side of it, wear and tear, and then uh, so many things that there's an if since I was young, we were. I know there was a sign that the world was evolving, like we're into AI. And those are signs because little by little we lost these, even the games that we have in childhood, even when we were in our youth, so many things are replaced by the artificial ones, the automated ones as they grow older. So, and, but about Christmas, that is every year, so it's not a sign in itself. It's something like just telling you that the 12th month of the year is here, and we will celebrate the birthday of Jesus. And so all the signs like the stars, the paroles, the lightings, and all there are being put out in our houses. The lightings are different, so jolly, so lovely. And everywhere there were, songs. And those are signs of Christmas, of course, which is the birthday of our Lord Jesus Christ. But as in my life, from younghood to adulthood up to now in my senior years, I can very well tell by myself, the biological side of it and the medical side of it. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Shami, can you try to unmute yourself? Still, I don't see yes, you are unmuted. Okay.
Yes, Michael.
So let's ask the first question. The term today is sign. And my question to you, what is first on your mind when you hear the term signed? Sign.
Sign, you mean signature? A
Yes.
signal.
More or less the indicator, the other sign, something like,
Indicator.
yes.
Indicator. And when I now close my eyes and I think sign is equally luck, good luck for the next level. And we end up try green signal and try to sign good sign, etc. And this purpose, if we have a use this term for power of touch, this is the uh, good sign for collaboration, good sign for our exchange. That's all, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shami, do you know that tomorrow will start the 7th conference on Industry 5.0 on the Green University in Bangladesh?
Michael, we are not trying to all. You have know that Green University and on behalf of Industry 50 Ambassador of Bangladesh, I will try to communicate them, but they are not a response.
I know.
They're not a collaboration.
Generally, the question is, what do you think is the sign off that they cut the cooperation? Is it a sign of weakness, or is it a sign of lack of interest to learn more or to even sell
Lack of
lives?
interest to more. Lack of interest to more. Definitely. They are not interested to collaboration, to more engagement and knowledge sharing.
Okay, thanks a lot. Um, Leslie, you as the creator of Irada, are in Irada signs to be found same as on the earth?
Not exactly the same. The temperature is different. The climate is different. So we would have different signs. Let's see. Yeah. So, for example, there is this constant depletion of carbon, and the fruit, the truffles, lose the virtuous power in the liquid, in the filling, without this carbon on the planet. So the signs are that the strength of the truffles, which are cause in the human body virtues, values, and love to be top of mind, there appear to be disagreements bubbling up which were not there before. So they're very subtle signs that come on slowly. And that's the whole reason that Irada trades the magic truffles for carbon deposits on Earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charito, are there any common signs of your buyers of the properties you are trading? Are there some common signs that will tell you this is the right one for the right person?
Well, in reality, Michael, we don't need signs to do that, actually, because in real estate, when we sell properties, we go for the 100%, authenticity of the project, of the product, meaning it's authentic and it's what is really fits the person who is going to buy it. It has to fit its purpose, putting a roof on the heads of buyers and, you know, to make a home for family. When you say science, are you looking at the physical side of it? Meaning, do we have, am I looking at something which do not confer, do not, I mean, conform to what is really needed in reality? Is that your question? I don't quite get it.
Yes, it can be the question.
I see. I don't think we need science for that, Michael. I have to be honest with you. And even although, because at the end of the day, the blanket rule is that you put housing, you put subdivisions, houses for people to live by and create homes there together with that community. So usually they do the master plan communities. It's a community where everyone will feel at home, and as they go around in their individual lives. But then at home, where your neighbors and people over your shoulders within the community are being, satisfied, are given their due, whatever it is that the developers would give to make them feel at home, satisfy them. So, and these are the houses, the subdivisions that are being sprouting everywhere here in the country. Uh, I I cannot quite I could not quite equate it with the word science. It's more on the realities. The picture of it, what you see is what you get. So if you don't want to get that what you see right now, then go on, find another, move forward. So science for me is rather more on, it's something could be that you're trying to look at for the future. Even with AI, probably the more things that you can see right now is that in every homes, more or less, they have these solar panels. So I think people are trying to, save on electricity, which we have using gasoline, gas, hydroelectric plants. So houses now have solar panels. So I think that's one sign of how the world evolved, even in our homes. And almost everybody has the Wi-Fi and all that, this and that. So many perks, the AI perks. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Shame, it is not so long ago when the long-serving female prime minister, which was the prime minister of Bangladesh, stepped down. And my question is, has there been any signs of this step, or was it a sudden decision? And yes.
Michael, I have not hearing it. Again, can you talk to again question?
Well, the connection
Hello?
is, yes, we can hear you, but very badly, Shami. So it was not understandable what you just replied. I think there must be some connection issue. Yes, you can try again.
Michael, you have now asked to me, come.
Unfortunately, we are not able to understand what you say, Shami. So I will go to Leslie with the next question. Leslie, you spoke that the pendulum it's already on the way back to for the improvement, but at the same time you mentioned that this is visible only to people who has the ability to recognize this. Uh, is this kind of ability something what you can learn, or is it something given?
Well, we're all given it when we're born. It's called intuition. And yes, it's something that you can learn. Intuition is a muscle like any other that grows in direct proportion to its use. And that is what I think what I was hoping to see CHARITO go to, because that question you asked her was more what I was thinking was is the more experienced and expert we are at these transactions, any kind of transaction, we have an intuitive hunch based on our level of expertise and through experience what the signs are when you can tell when someone warms up, right? So for me, intuition is okay, so it's part of our conscious awareness, along with some other intellectual faculties that allow us to remain and speak objectively rather than emotionally triggered by one of our fears. And what I mean by that is there are two ways to listen and to respond. One is this service and listening to others out of respect and being heart centered. The other is worrying about what people think about you, and it's ego driven. Fortunately or unfortunately, the two do not work together. Only one prevails. So, intuition is the ability to sense a feeling. This is a gift we all have, but it must be clearly understood how it works before we can expand it. And it's one last thing I'll say that boards of companies, board members, always has an intuitive now sitting at the table, because the intuitive picks up the practiced intuitive. And I am highly intuitive by nature. I didn't know that, but I've developed it through my work. I can sense things happening that other people can't about themselves, right? I can see it through my ability to stay objective and to aspire to listen for the greatness in other people. But the default for us humans is looking for what's wrong. And what's wrong comes from our own fears. And we look for what's wrong with in others. That is what's wrong with us. So it's a reflection. So it takes practice to be able to shut down that reaction, that emotion, see what's happening, and then remain objective and listening for what's being said. Intuition is the universe and God within us. Intuition is God's whisper when we know what's right, but there's another part of us so sure that there's something evil going on. So we're looking for the things about ourselves we don't like rather than looking for the greatness in others. So it's a practice. And then your intuition becomes highly refined. And the reason that they have people at the board table is because a lot of BS is going on, and someone who can sense the lowered vibration of someone who is inauthentic and negative becomes an integral part of businesses and corporations. And I'll end it there. Thank you for letting me go on and on and on. Yes, you can learn it.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Charito, what do you think is the self-centricity sign of?
Come again, Michael?
What do you think is the self-centricity sign of? If someone is self-centered, what is the sign? What does it say about the person? Is it a good sign or a bad sign?
A sign of the self centeredness of a person?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would like to say something like, things that we discuss and any other things that are being talked about everywhere. I always consider it, where are you talking? Are you talking here in the Philippines? Are we discussing something from my country? And I'd say that it's very different from your country in different places in the world. So what is true to us may not be true to other places. So that's one thing I put into perspective too. So so I always look around because this is where I live. So I interact with Filipinos, with people around me. And most of us, they said that we're a poor country. The country is rich, but the people are poor, most of us. And so we think differently. So there are things that are being asked outside of our country, which really don't apply that much in our country. Self centeredness, I think that's inherent in every person. But here, when you look around, as I go around, I'm a real estate a person. I go around with my consultancy, brokerage, and appraisal. And I met a lot of them, so different people, different thinking. And they don't care about all these things that, we talk. I can see that most people are more into, earning a living, working hard, the blue collar job, the white collar job, all the kinds of job to put food on the table. And this is, I think, the most important thing. Even agents, real estate agents, they're not concerned into this, like what I didn't say that this is not important. This is important, but I think, in my own opinion, I know I may be not everybody resonates with me. Even a lot of people will contradict me, but this is how I feel. So I react in accordance to what I do with other people. And so, with that being said, I would say that, you see, self-centeredness. It's a is it a what's that question again? Is it a good
Whether
sign?
it is a good sign or a bad sign.
Well, if you start being God centered and not being self centered in every situation or any situation, uh, that's a good thing. The closing off the self centeredness, but I don't think that people has to, because we have our own individual circumstances. We live individually. What may be, why do I become self-centered, and others why they're God-centered? It's not for us to say, right? I could not tell a thing about others because I don't know them. I only know myself. Because to know who I am, not because I want to be somebody up higher. No. So what you see and what you learn from me is what you get. Because in this world we live in differently. I am very, in fact, I am God centered. But sometimes when you are outside or when you are in a place, I adjust myself, Michael. So what? Sometimes we discuss things here in our room, which is very very good. But I hope I will not be hurting other people. But I think this is good for people who are, shall I say, interested in this, who are in the know. It's not leveling up because everybody is equal. But when we talk intellectually and we talk of things generally, we involve the entire world. We are an international group. The tension, the tenor, and all those things, changes. So if you say self-centeredness is not good, but sometimes it's also good. You know, God says love yourself. So you center in yourself as long as God is in the middle of that self-centeredness. But sometimes you don't know. Am I doing the right thing? Who will judge us here on earth? Nobody. Only God can judge us. So I'll back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much for that, Charito. And do not worry about the reflection of the others. I don't know whether you have seen the stars or the hearts which has been sent to you. Shami, I hope the connection will work. Fasting in my country, fasting is connected to Christmas. But few hundred years ago, fasting was a sign of poor people, of people who do not have enough to eat. So they, in some way, introduce the fasting not to feel bad. Today, it turned that the fasting is a cure for the people who has everything and eat permanently, and they need to improve their health. What is the fast? Is there fasting in Bangladesh, and what does it mean in Bangladesh? What is the sign?
First of all, Bangladesh is a poor country. You know, if some people and majority people is now lifestyle is now below the lifestyle standardness. And Michael, you have a question to me that is how they are now survive to struggle and face to poor people, how they are now eat. I am. May I write?
Yes, you can go for that.
So there are and not enough opportunity to develop in our country. It's my point of view that the hungry people and the poor people cannot way out to earn, and they are struggling. But government can be step some good issue, but all over it is not cover how they can do best and best. But crisis is now, that moment is now going on. Upcoming election and government remake the national government, elected government. Then it is the settle and a good way to go how to they survive and recover for their poverty. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Shami. We have 7 minutes to go. Leslie, what do you think is let's ask differently, the existence of governments and politics, what it is the sign of? Is it the sign of uh, that we are not able to run our life ourselves, or is it a sign of weakness, for example? What is the existence of government sign of? And we cannot hear you, Leslie. You are muted. Unfortunately, still the same.
Okay. Ask the question again. I am not
Okay.
understanding, please.
So,
And I'll be brief, and you have time to cough.
okay. So, the existence of government is sign of what? Of the weakness or the strength of the society?
I think in general, it's a sign of strength. Because there's a foundation and process. But based on universal law, there will be times when it appears to be weak. So, like in our government right now in the United States, we're at a crescendo of weakness. We have more things going wrong than anybody could ever even imagine. Almost like the worst possible possibilities are now alive. Now, what I know is, though, that we've already turned the corner. So while we're at our weakest point, now the pendulum begins to move toward our strongest point. How long it takes, we don't know. But getting back to the original word, which is sign, if you're looking up, you will see the signs that the universe is causing, or God actually these are God's laws, or the universal laws. These aren't man-made laws. This is what happens in our universe, that there are 7 universal laws, and we are now moving toward where it is a strength, where the people are rising up and saying, not in this country. And so that is the movement from weakness to strength. So keep looking up, watch for the signs. They're all there. We sometimes tend to look for the negative, but the positive is also there. And that's where the relief comes from. I also want to say to SHAMI and that, if I could stop one thing, it would be no more hunger. I mean, we don't want war, we don't want killings, we don't want illness. There's a lot of stuff that needs improvement, needs to move from not effective to more effective. But for me, there's no more hunger. Please, let's get everybody fed before we take another step. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. And let me add to this one information. Last week, I think it was on Thursday, was according to some United Nations report, more obese people than hungry people in the world. And they sell it as a good sign. On my opinion, it is not a good sign at all, because
I agree.
And but we have two more minutes left. Charito, if you look at the weather in your place, is it a standard weather? Why I'm asking, because I'm sitting in the middle of Europe. There should be winter, there should be snow, there should be freezing temperature. It is 12 degrees Celsius and sunny. So is the weather sign of upcoming Christmas in your country right now?
Yes.
Well, are you asking Shami?
No. I'm asking you, Charito.
So your question is whether our weather is...
Yes, is really the sign of upcoming Christmas.
Yes. When it's getting colder, even at night, the signs. When you wake up in the morning, there's the chilling effect during the night, and but then our country is always visited by typhoons. That's 20 minimum per year. Usually, it comes in November and December. So when it's rainy time, it's Christmas. It's equated with, it's like the wet season. But then because of the global warming, it sometimes differ. But when it's December, is the signs in December is it's getting colder. You don't have to open your aircon at night. You open your windows and the chill comes in. So that's a sign of Christmas also. But then, oh my goodness, the Pacific Ocean brings us the typhoons once, twice a month, big and small. So that's that during Christmas time, November, December. So if you say the weather, is it a sign of Christmas? Yes. I don't quite get your question, Michael, but if we equate weather, well, yeah, I did not get the question.
I think you answer it correctly. Thanks a lot. We have less than 1 minute time. So
Okay.
Let me thank you all for a great time once again. And I would like to wish you have a nice time free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and let's look and enjoy the signs of improvement. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.